Notes for my May/June 2026 solo reading of the Odyssey by Homer. Today is Tuesday, 9 June 2026, and here I, Tanis, hers of Seattle, talk through my book and reading notes for my solo May/June 2026 reading of A Story of a Greek Warrior Making His Way Home in Greece After the Trojan War. The Odyssey by Homer, translated by Daniel Mendelsohn, approximately 8th century BC. 2025, the University of Chicago Press Edition, hardcover, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Monday, 4 May 2026, and finished the book on Monday, 8 June 2026, yesterday. And it was 451 pages, including the introduction and through the end of the Odyssey. It took me 9 days of reading, 50 pages Sunday, 31 May, 40 pages Monday, 1 June, 30 pages Tuesday, 2 June, 70 pages Wednesday, 3 June, 60 pages Thursday, 4 June, 20 pages Friday, 5 June, 50 pages Saturday, 6 June, 50 pages Sunday, 7 June, and then 81 pages Monday, 8 June. These are part of my notes from reading The Odyssey by Homer for the second time. Initially read it as part of a literature class, themes and literature class back in 2011 when I was a student at the University of Washington. And this is a Snow Isle Libraries copy. I put this on hold first and it came in second. It was spared by my reading The Art of War before starting this time. So essentially one came in and then I read another book and this came in, kind of thing. I selected this edition for its recency and availability. I've shared taste with the translator's introduction and pronunciation/transliteration of letters notes. And so I read it solo, so I talked about it with the critters, and Corny Dog was, but I still haven't actually told my parents or family members or stuff like that, that I were in person or anything like that, that I was reading over text. So it was like, get it done. I told you guys, there's videos. So this is a huge first. It's the first book I ever read in preparation for seeing a film adaptation of the corresponding work in a movie theater, which is an all-time first. And there's a lot of plot, so got another copy to read and kind of perhaps do that more for. So there might be a fair amount missing from the movie, but because it's a very fast-paced book. But I hope to see. So these are some of the things I focused on for my reading, and there's a lot, so here we go. The gods. Gods could provide guidance/make plans. Zeus is reckoner. Offerings to gods, including feasts with ritual, food/beverage, and prayers to the gods/immortals. Human qualities might be invoked/described as godlike. Gods tied with animal descriptors/occurrences. Hades was really emphasized in the realm sense per pronunciation guide of book. Hades is correct spelling for pronunciation as in Hades without accents and stuff. Per my perspective, soldiers reference Hades and death/where they go because of the nature of their position, such as killing, and Hades being a fit as their god, rather than a god of the heavens such as Zeus. House of Hades is a desirable for Homer/Odysseus as a final resting place. The gods, Greek gods, original peoples of gods, did not present themselves to everyone. They selected humans/animals to appear to, chosen ones. Personally, I have been a bit slow taking to my god Hades. Aren't I icky? I like to make like my god and disappear. Dracula says this is his line too. So the story, very briefly, it's a sad story. Journey by sea home for Odysseus from being held captive on an island following war, the Trojan War, and what waits at home for him. So it's kind of just upheaval the whole way through, and it's like the culmination of a 20-year journey kind of home. So meaning/legacy of military service, it rips the band-aid off of what actually happens when a soldier who went to war does not return as expected/when expected. Was it the world's first horror story? It has suitors in it. So the wife of Odysseus is a desirable lady and has many suitors. However, she does not want them and awaits her man to get them to leave, which is part of the story kind of throughout. The ardor of leaving by sea/ship. Preparations and provisions to account for method of transport, waves and winds, and veering off course, and distance/proximity of destination and stretch of sea. Next category, fine dining. So there are feasts, meats, including goat, bull entrails and thigh bones, ox and pig thigh bones, boar back/fat lamb, cooked by roasting, including spits and skewers. Wine diluted with water, wine in goblets, water for washing hands, bread, honey, acorns. Journey journey / food for sustenance, barley, goat. General foods, cheese, lamb, goat, consistency with the Iliad, milk, lamb, goat, consistency with the Iliad, lamb meat, even goat sausage, sheep shepherded, and goats pastured. No seafood / fish, or minimal. It's kind of a survival thing. So I have the taste of my Greek ancestors, and clearly I was adopted. A tern, a bird hunted for fish. Ambrosia, and nectar, and welcome / God setting. Grown in orchards and vineyards or / vineyards. Pears, pomegranates, apples, figs, olives, grapes. So it is it's a southern European country. Lotus flowers and fruit, LOTOS. Human meat, including bone marrow. Last resort / survival implied for humans. Cattle, thigh bones, fat, innards, fish, birds. Game, so hunted wild animals for meat, included deer, goats, bunny rabbits. Next kind of topic is heart stuff. So cardiology, heart and the blood system, part of my cardiology self-experimentations, was a good one to read. So I tried to catch as many heart references as I could. I link in the video description to the last video covering heart references from this reading. There was a set of them. The video description of that one links to the other heart references video for this weekend. So it kind of talks about the meaning / character of a person in relation to the heart. There was also physical / descriptive, like of the heart. Correlation with food / beverage consumption. So foods / meals / feasts could also be hearty. Scalable, the concept of heart food. So like essentially a scalable could be like just a single thing eaten, or a whole feast could satisfy the heart, so to speak. Was drama queen status reached if heart, quote, extended to include deep and dark, those kind of terms? Perhaps it is the first documented male hysteria case. The writer Homer. It is not heart healthy. If Homer comes to be mine, perhaps he can write it with a healthy heart for us. I don't think it's necessary, though. It's a good documentation. I hope Hollywood did better with the script for the 2026 film adaptation of the work. So, you know, there's sometimes like heart and multiple times in one sentence, like the word at least. It's just kind of like, for a shorter movie, perhaps less usage of the word heart might be desirable. Perhaps. Okay. Then kind of last topic was materials such as metals, woods, clothing material. Generally for adornment, gold, silver, bronze, ivory, horn, iron. Golden goblet / cup in reference to feasting and prayers for gods. Ships, black hold, dark hold, sleek bellied, leather ties, cord. So like the vast majority of transportation was by ship in this book. So it's a very nautical book in that sense. It's not military nautical. It's like transportation nautical. Okay, even though they're soldiers, the war's over. They're trying to get home or find the man. Okay, sand located near the sea, salty sea / briny sea, misty ocean. Fleece for clothing, yarn, spinning, lace, wool, woods, dead, so like dead wood, like used for construction, that kind of thing. Cedar, juniper, olive wood, alder, black poplar, oak. So there we go. So perhaps if Homer Odysseus is my guy, he could write this as he thinks I would write it had I been the one to live it. That would be a verse for me from any of my guys. His sole competitor of the rest of my guys would be Dracula, a Dracula take. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Does the barred owl remain my assigned spirit animal to Homer Odysseus after this reading? Yes.